say if they know maths, they can study everything. We are friendly with the students, but we frame a rule, and the boundary for us APJ Abdul Kalam, who has served for the students till his last breath.
Education is something which you take with you forever. It is not only about the literacy, it is also about the skills that you learn to be independent in life. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Seema Chhoriya, and I welcome you all to a brand new episode on Great Principles. Joining me in conversation is my very intellectual guest of the day, Mrs. Savitha A. Gopi. She is principal of Silver Spring International School, Bengaluru. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. We are very honored to have you with us today.
Thank you, madam.
So, ma'am, let us begin by knowing a little about you.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Savitha here. First of all, I would render my thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself in great principles. My name is Savitha, Silver Spring International School, Bangalore, Karnataka. I am resilient, that is, I never get stressed in difficult situation and I can easily prioritize multiple tasks. I am knowledgeable in this educational industry. Qualification and experience of mine in nearly 18 years. I now got the position of a principal where I can take my students to the higher levels. I am diligent, which means I always work quickly and accurately. I am adaptable, so whichever condition, situation, environment I move to the different school, I adjust myself to that school. I understand the students, the school rules and regulation, teachers, and the parents who are there. And then, according to that, I render my work and duties to the school. I am naturally a trustworthy person. I can be trusted to complete my task on time and to expected standards of my authorities. I have completed my undergraduate and bachelor in education from Bangalore University. I have completed my postgraduate from Kwempu University. So first when I completed my second year PUC, my aim was to become an animator because I love fairy tales, cartoons, so which all kids now also they like Dorimo, everything. So my dream was to make stories for them and in 3D form and represent for them. But before my result is announced in second PU, near to my house there was a school which is run for the poor people. So I got an opportunity to help the students over there in mathematics and science subject. I was a science background. So they gave me an offer for 3 months to work with them. And they had given me the students for the remedial classes where I shared myself with them, the hard works which I did during my the 10th standard education. I spoke with them. I heard their difficulties, what they are facing, why they are not able to recall, write. So I boosted them with positive ideas where it was very much transaction in their studies. So the parents also they said, Madam, leave him. He will not pass. You are just wasting your time. I said, don't worry, sir. Your child is having so much of knowledge about dance, everything. So obviously, when he little concentration, if he puts in studies, there also he can get through his studies. So I motivated them in front of the parents who spoke negative. But once the result came, even the management, the parents were very, very happy. So when I used to go to a shop or anywhere, no, they used to run and come and speak to me, ma'am. Because of you, I got through. Now I'm in the degree level. I've got this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Parents also recognized me. So that was the strike which made me change from animator to a teaching profession. So it was started in 2004, my teaching profession. Then I completed my degree and B.Ed because without B.Ed we cannot teach to the students where we study different methodologies in that. Psychology of students will be studied in depth. So after that I got an opportunity in my own school where I completed 10th standard because they had collected information about me when I was in PU itself because they have some teachers were knowing about me. So that time I was more happy. My own school where I did my 10th, I'm going to teach there. So the first batch itself, I gave 10% result, where that gave me another boost up to the higher level with all senior teachers. I, as a youngster, first attempt, I did it. So with that, I completed 4 years in the same school, convent. Then with that, I moved on to infant Indian school because I don't want to sit in one place more than 5 years or 6 years, because I want to keep learning. I want to keep researching how to teach maths to different level grades students, what difficulties they are finding in different society. So it was an Tamilian school. From Tamilian school, I went to the Muslim school, where infant Indians high school. There I learned Hindi along with the kids, how to write Hindi, because till 10th we had. In once we are in PU, we are not touch with Hindi. But their children again, because interacting with the children, I increased my learning in Hindi, as well as I taught them the kids. There also I learned the different problems faced by those students by Muslim background, what the girls are not allowed to come out of the house after certain age, what are the restrictions. Then I used to boost them up. Don't worry, nowadays the everywhere we are getting rules and regulation. You can study, but follow your religion also, then continue your education. So I'm motivated there. 4 years I worked. From there I shifted for ICSE school, Sudarshan Vidya Mandir, which is in Jainagar. Jainagar is the area middle of very well off people and all. So where I didn't find much research to be done over there, because all are educated. Okay, all the students are with nice gadgets going outside for the tuition, whereas the previous two schools were like, which was run with poor families, illiterate people. So whereas here it was completely a different mode, where I had turned to more research in higher level, that is to teach maths. We had mind mapping. Then we have the mind spark device, where the mathematics is taught in a game wise. So these two things which I learned in the Sudarshan Vidya Mandir ICSE school. So where that time the technology had improved. So students, just by one click, they want the answer. They want only to play games. So converting the maths concept into a game, making the children more attractive, tension freer, that maths fear has to be removed. So that I learned over there in that sector. After that, I got married. Then I had been shifted to a different area near Jalali, where currently I am staying. So I entered into the new school, gave my interview. Then I came to know that it was a mixture of my past three sectors. The technology also is there, but there are illiterate parents and there are students who are slow learners, where there nobody are there to listen to them, talk to them, take out the problems out, the difficulties to learn in maths. They had maths fear. So here I mixed all the three, my experience of 15 years, then started with the students. So here I had been appointed as a HOD of mathematics, as my resume represented with all the research works and the eh, achievements. So I worked as a mathematics HOD, where I started training with the teachers. So with that post, I was able to talk to the teachers, exchange the knowledge, the ideas, what can be given benefited for them. So there I grew more when I discussed with the teachers, because it is a teamwork. Because I may not be knowing some things where the other teacher will be knowing it. So there we had a discussion, and then we started up with a thing. After that, I was appointed as academic coordinator for all the subjects, where my teaching and sharing experience was more attracted by the committee people. And they said, Madam, you have so much of knowledge and you're doing so much of research. I think you'll be better if you're an academic coordinator for the remaining subjects also, the ideas will be given. So from that, now I am working as a principal, where I got the post where I can introduce few things for the kids. So with the other things which is very much important for the students. So hands-on activity we have started, as NEP said us, that not only by the board work, We have to make the students feel that what they are studying. So hands-on activity, where we have done lot of activities where the students are almost on the ground. We are taking the games period, and in the teaching, instead of four walls, we have taken them to the ground for the social activity, science, maths also we have taken. We have asked them to draw the graph over there in the ground also, make them draw India map, jump from one place to another by calling out the names, by making them play and learn the things. So I have from hands-on activity, now it has been moved to the COVID had come. Due to COVID, all the kids, what they have learned, the previous basics, everything is being removed because they were always in the phone. So instead of attending the classes, what the teachers teach, it has been taken out from their mind. So physically they are present, but mentally they are not with the connected with the teachers. So this was a great barrier in the learning gap. What after this post COVID, we are able to see the gap. The parents, the kid is there in the class, but it is not much connected because they have a lot of disturbance outside. So now this is what we are facing it, and now we have found a solution also with my teachers, and we are working on that.
Wonderful. So from an animator who give, life to the characters, to the one who shapes life, an
Yes.
interesting journey with a lot of experience in learning and a very different variety of learnings you have, and I'm sure all coupled definitely helps the students to grow better. So wonderful, ma'am. We wish you luck in all your future endeavors too. You may keep growing and learning ahead as you have a learning mindset, which is the best quality of the leader. So, moving ahead to our next question, which is the rapid fire round, you need to answer me in one word or a single sentence. Okay. So, here comes my first question. What are your hobbies?
My hobby is singing and dancing.
Singing and dancing. All right. What do you think is more important, practical exposure or academic learning?
Practical exposure.
Creativity or rote learning?
A creativity, madam. Because
If
we
you
have to
were,
give,
yeah,
because why I'm choosing the practical and creativity is books we learn only the formulas and key until we put it in practical, and the children expose themselves by doing an action or role play or something. They won't get that problem understood, so that when they are not there with the teacher also, when they go to a market or anywhere, that will be very useful.
absolutely, ma'am. Mathematics is the most dreaded subject by all. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. True.
All right.
They say if they know maths, they can study everything.
Yeah.
Parents still
So,
today they are on that same line. Madam, I don't
so
want anything. If they are doing good in maths, I'm happy. My
yeah,
child
because
will survive in life.
once you start loving numbers, it has its magic in every walk of life. Mathematics is applicable. Moving ahead to
Yes, ma'am.
my next question: are you a movie buff? Yes or no?
Movie buff, not always.
Not always. Any favorite movie in particular?
Amir Khan's movie, which was done
Amir Khan's movie.
for the kids. Yeah.
Tare Zameen Par? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And
All
Rani
right.
Mukherjee, one more movie, Chalk and Duster.
Gulam, Chalk and Duster. All
Gulab,
right. Okay.
Chalk and
Sorry.
Duster.
Chalk and Duster.
So
All right.
there we get
Wonderful.
the children view also, what the children are facing, as well as here in Rani Mukherjee, we see a teacher how she has to be there. Any kind of student, they can change them.
A skill that you acquired during COVID times.
Technology, deep into the
Technology.
technology, madam, because I had a teacher who is 59 years old, who don't know to operate the computer. Where we had sat next to her, I had trained that uh, teacher. Now she's able to take the class online class tuitions also. So almost the teachers are
Wonderful.
happy. So that was the flip what we got.
Absolutely. So,
Lot of
that is the beauty
invest
of
we have researched, and did Google Forms where we never used to use them. Only in the smart board we used to use it, and taking the class on online by using creative works, making PPTs and all. So that was a fabulous change for almost all the teachers. We were thinking
Yeah.
it is only for computer teachers, but the COVID made it is everybody are all around us.
And yeah, now there is nothing like you need training for anything. All the
Yeah.
applications are self learning, So the more you explore, the more you get hands on experience on it and you are pro at it. No one
For
taught us
any
how to
teacher,
operate
if I
WhatsApp,
just
right?
Yeah, just for any teacher, if I say I want to now recently we did election also, madam, online only. Virtually voting was done like how the adults we go and do it, no, madam. The same way we have conducted in the school where we had put all the students' photos and the students has to come and they have operated successfully. We did that only because of the COVID, I can say.
Absolutely, yeah. So COVID did open a lot of technological opportunities inside the school. It brought the technology in the classroom. In now, I'll not say that technology will replace, but it will prove to be a very useful toolbox in the hands of teacher. So moving ahead to my next question, what is one thing about you which many people do not know?
About me, my facial expression is they say that you are very strict. But once they start talking to me, they feel that, Madam, you are such a nice lady. You have a very good listening power. And you listen how much ever we talk and we tell, there is a solution for us. I give them. So before they talk, they have a different feeling that I am very much possessive. I don't talk with anybody. But once they talk with me, it's completely the change in the view.
All right. Coming up to my next question, I'm taking you back to your school days. You have to tell me one of your favorite practice of your school and the other which you didn't like as much.
Back to my school days is that time we had the teachers had the power to punish us, so we were getting scared to ask one word doubt also. So even keeping the book for correction on that particular day, if we miss that time, the next day we are not ready to go because we are scared of the teachers. But at present that has been taken out. We are friendly with the students, but we frame a rule and the boundary for us that, see, you have a problem, you can share it. So this part was not given to us in the previous. We were not able to share also. Even if we didn't understand, we couldn't ask them, ma'am, can you repeat? So that was the complete change. Now we are having it, madam.
Okay. Coming up to the last question in this segment, who is your source of inspiration from education fraternity?
From education fraternity, I have got first one is APJ Abdul Kalam, who has served for the students till his last breath. So my dream is also the same. Till I am there, I am having the energy. I want to serve for the kids who are lagging behind with all the things what is required for them. Maybe financial, or maybe the technology problem, or maybe illiterate parents. So they are not able to come up. I am just going behind that so that almost I reach the students who are not able to get these benefits, madam.
Wonderful, ma'am. Great thought process. Moving ahead to the last question of the show, which is also called the expert talk question. So, ma'am, every day we hear so much from the parents, from the teachers that the child was prepared very well, he knew everything, but he couldn't reproduce it in the examination paper. So, we would like to know from you what causes this kind of fear in the mind of the child. The child is not able to reproduce. How can the child boost his memory power and retain and express what he has learned? What are your thoughts on this?
So the first thing I would say that the children who come for the test, if the test is announced on 29th of August, from the day one when the teacher is taking every day the class, the child will not continue with the study. Maybe the parents are working, they send them to the tuition, they lag behind over there. They study only some two questions, they are back at home again with their gadgets. Or they just watch TV. So at the end moment when they study, so many chapters put inside the brain, it is not possible because already the brain is filled with their games, filled with their talkings or likings with the friends, their favorite movies, their favorite movie stars, their favorite heroes, heroines, and the game part. See, now if I give them one game to crack the game, they will just take 2 to 3 minutes and they open how to log in everything. They will know this is what you have to play, everything they will say. But when I sit with them for the studies, they are not able to crack even the first line itself. They will not say, I'm not understanding. So the reason behind this is the five things. The first one is when they are sitting to study, they have to take out everything. What is that? Is sensual desire they have to take out, and sensual cravings they have to take out. Now, if they're going to, in their mind, if they think, okay, next level, I have to go for this game, I have to finish this much of my scoring, I have to do. So, if they're thinking about that game, which is very much sensually starving for them, and they sit for studies, that will not help them in learning anything. Physically they might just read and go, but that will not get into their mind. It will not be recorded in their brain, so they will not remember what they studied during that time. The second one is when they are in anger. Why the children will get anger at home? When the parents come from their office, they are still with the mobile playing. Immediately the parent will say, oh, you didn't open up your book, now keep the phone there, go and study. So they're angry on the mother. So with that anger, when they sit, the brain is covered with anger. Now if they sit and read for even 2 hours, 3 hours, they will not remember that content. The third one is sleepiness. So what they do is, nowadays we give the kids separate rooms, right? They lock their rooms and they sit inside. They say, ma'am, mama, I'm studying. But nobody knows inside they are studying or not. Late night the light is on, so we think, okay, they are studying. So next day in the school they go, they try to sleep. They have that sleepiness. When the teacher is explaining a concept, they feel sleepiness. When we give a call to the parent and ask, they say, Madam, she was studying the whole night as there was a UT announced. But later when the marks we see, performance is not there. So again, what happens is we have to keep asking the parents, don't allow them to lock, they are studying or not, you see what they are doing. So these things comes. The fourth one is restlessness. Why do they get restlessness? That is the tension. Oh, they reach home by 4 o'clock. Till 6 or 7, they are in the tuition. They come back home. Mummy is going to come, she is going to check my homework. Mommy will ask me question answers. I didn't study. So with that restlessness, they start studying, mugging up the thing. When the mother asks, they are not able to give a complete answer. They eat up the words. So again, while writing tests, they remember only the things what mother has specified. Only those they will be able to recollect and write on the paper. Coming to the last one. Once they don't study from starting, they bundle everything at the end, they will start getting doubt on themselves. They lose their confidence. If I study this much, will I remember tomorrow in my test? Obviously, no. If I read at least these 5 questions, I'll remember. They have a doubt and they study. So that doubt makes them to not recollect. Only 1 or 2 questions out of 10 they will remember and they will write. So these are the 5 things they have to keep in their mind when they are sitting for their studies. So, first thing is sensual desires they should not have when they are studying. They should not think about what mummy is preparing a food or what movie is going on. Those things they should not keep. Anger, sleepiness, restlessness, and doubt. How to come out of this? Every day, 5 minutes meditation if they do. That is, if they get up in the morning before they open their books, if they just sit for 5 minutes, bring the brain to the normal mode, not thinking all this, just bringing, training the brain. That is, my exams are going to come up. I need to study. Whatever I'm studying, I should remember in my exam hall. Like this, if they train their brain and sit for the studies, how much ever difficulty is there, they will be able to come out of it. They will remember it during their exams. This is what the research we have done with the students, with all my team. colleagues from past, these experience what I have got. So when I talk to the students, when they come and tell me, what did you do previously, what you were doing yesterday, so when I ask, I come to know all these things. Either one of the thing will be disturbing them when they were studying. So this is what I want to tell to the parents as well as the students, guide them. This is the small five things. If they come out of it, they will be successful in life. And I would like to say that nowadays education alone is not enough to lead a perfect life. Even along with education, they should have the experience also. So if their life skills are improved with these studies, without education, without higher education also, they can lead their life by using the life skills.
Absolutely, ma'am. So wonderfully explained the tips for performing well in exams. And I completely agree with you. When the children are studying just one day prior with so many chapters, definitely they are going to jumble somewhere here and there. Memory is increases with repetition. So our children need to repeat, and they need to understand the concept well. So there comes the idea of experiencing the concept, because once they experience it, they will never forget it. So they can
Yeah,
reproduce it in their own words. So yes,
that's what
I
they
think
in the class they should be very attentive, not restless, sleepiness. That things will not should not affect in the classroom.
yeah, and talking about attention span, man, this is the
Yes,
economy
ma'am.
wherein you are least attentive even for 2 or 3 seconds. Imagine when we are doing a web search, and if the internet doesn't show up, even it is delayed by 3 or 4 seconds, we turn it off. So we don't
Yes,
have patience now. So having that kind of attention level has become very, very difficult. And this is where teachers' creativity comes in, wherein teacher has to put in effort so that the class is very engaging and interactive for the students also. So these all can be achieved from both the sides. So we, as all the stakeholders, the teachers, the school management, the leaders, the teachers, the parents, all need to work together for ensuring that our children get the desired success, because ultimately the goal is same for everyone. So this was Savita ma'am. It was great to hear you, ma'am. We thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with a lot of learnings, and I'm sure my viewers have a lot of takeaways. So thank you so much for your time with us. We hope that your views and thoughts resonates far and wide. Thank you.
thank you, madam, for giving me this opportunity. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Thank you.